you guys want to skip the step or mini steps, and then you guys want to see the profits of a few other people that they put in their work, guys. They did their due diligence. They did their crap, right? So for you guys that are, just starting, just be patient, build up your account, save the capital, and then start slowly learning and applying the process. Even if it's one MES, for you, it's the process that you're trying to learn. Honestly, nothing else.
The money will come later, man.
I know, for instance, there's a handful of people on this Discord that struggled with trading, really bad. And eventually, they progressed where literally I would say that it became a game to them. Right. And it feels like game and they behave like it's a game, right? So some of you that just joined and you're like, oh man, I don't understand this. This is not possible. This is that's fine. I mean, if you think there's better place, of course, yeah. There's better traders, of course they exist. I'm not the best, nor do I claim to be, but are you giving your all to prepare yourself every day and learn? If you just think me talking and you guys looking what I do is going to help, you guys have to spend some time. I spend time when I'm not with you guys, when I'm not, I spend time to educate myself, right? And I don't go bragging to you guys, hey man, I'm spending 2 hours today to go learn something, right? You do it in silence, right? Everything that you're doing, do it in silence. And then you let the results speak, right? The more you talk, the less chances that you're going to be successful. And that's just my feedback, not only in trading, I would say in life overall. Just do everything in silence and, let your actions speak. Okay. All right. Well, enough of that. Let's see where we are. So I just drew these levels while I was giving you guys the spiel on that. So the POC is still pretty much at the same level. It didn't really shift much at all. Unless you guys had something else. I had quarter here last time and it's still the same level. We're still at the CPOC. We're still arriving at the first SIG. And if you're new, does anyone understand what these mean? Is there anyone that doesn't? The first SIG, the second. Is there anyone that doesn't, that has no idea what this is? Anyone? No? Everybody knows.
Speak up, guys. Don't be afraid to speak up.
Okay, well, that means we're doing a good
What's
job.
what's the difference between a VPOC and a CPOC?
So a VPOC is a virgin POC. So let me give you an idea right now. There's a lot of them. So if you look at this POC here, you see how the price really never came back to retest it. We left this POC here and we never really came back. We came short. We hit the value area low of the 3-day, but we never really came back to it. So this is called a virgin POC. Virgin POC or naked POC means it hasn't been covered yet, right? And then if you look on the bottom, right, they happen on the bottom and the tops. I think there's one somewhere. Oh, right there. You see this line right here on the red line? You see this one here?
Yes. Yes.
So if I draw the line now, watch, the price never really came back. And price, the virgin POCs are kind of like on drugs, right? These are 10 times more powerful, I would say, than regular POCs because they are uncovered. They haven't been visited back. And usually price doesn't go too far before covering them, especially in bracketed markets, right? You see here how this one was a VPOC and they covered it here. They came back. Now there's, a VPOC here. They haven't really covered it. So now once we lose this, let's say 4,400 here support, 4,410-ish, high chance we're going to be gravitating towards that level. So VPOCs usually are kind of like a magnet field for the stock market stock. A CPOC, so you see how we have, a bunch of days here. I would say we have like 20 days now. Where are we? So look here. So we have 32 days here, okay? Instead of me trying to figure out where is this cumulative POC, I grab basically a fixed volume profile and I grab from start of the range to the end of the range. And that POC there is called composite profile, right? Or, some call it consolidation POC, right? Because we're consolidating, we have the highs and the lows and we haven't broken either one. So that's what that is, just composite profile, means multiple days in one.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so now Did anyone expect that we were going to go to the first sig after we bounced aggressively on ES here? I thought they were going to go to 226 today. I don't know if you guys saw my levels. I was targeting 226 today. I thought they were going to push it all the way and complete well, I'm sorry, that was on NQ 226. I still think this is going to be a problem here. Let's see, this is Friday value area high. I'm just going to mark it here so we have it. Right. And now if you look, is there anything you can draw here to get a better understanding of if a breakout happens? So you're looking at, you had 1, 2, 3 days here. Now you have 1, 2, 3 days. What would be the best thing to draw on terms of FVP?
Your FRVP.
Last 3 days of
Yeah, the last 3 days. You want to see where's the balance, right? Because
Yeah.
right now, think about it. We were imbalanced, that we brought it back. We popped higher. Obviously, we rejected that, right? And then we brought it back inside here. So now if we look at it, right, you see that you're still, I would say, within the balance here, right? So if you draw your 3-day balance and you do something like this, and we'll just hide these guys so we can see it. And here's your 3-day balance. So once you break the first sig, I personally would wait, for this Friday value area high to clear. But this becomes your little range right here, not to trade in, right? And I don't think you want to be long above 50 here, but that's, my choice, the way I play. I would not be looking too long. If you do go long, I would look for a retest of this. And then most likely we're going to hit this 83 here if we clear this liquidity that they created here. And I'm pretty sure that's a failed auction here, but we'll take a look at it. Okay.
Wouldn't you expect a little rough trip around that higher volume node?
Which one?
Around
This one here?
60-ish, yeah, that area.
Yeah, there's a chance, because this was at one point, if you think about this was like an SR flip. But, the 68 level, I had it in my head for some other reason. I don't know why I had 68. Oh, it was 69, I believe, that I had in my head for some reason. I don't know what it was. But yeah, there's a little bit of, I think they would burst through this. They would come here, reject, they would get more momentum here, and they would just pump. So don't be surprised if by end of this week, what's tomorrow, is Tuesday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow might be dead. All right, tomorrow might be really, really dead. So just maybe, see how we open initial balance. But there's a high chance tomorrow is going to be really dead. That the market's not going to be responsive much.
We'll probably get a big move tonight.
Say it again.
Shorty, are you saying that because of CPI on Wednesday or just something else?
CPI on Wednesday. Usually the day before, they don't make a
Right.
move, and on the day of the CPI, they make I think it's 175 basis points. They move the market. So.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or we'll get the big move tonight. Or,
I don't think so.
yeah, probably not.
I don't think you're getting a move tonight. And I mean, if you look at this, if you get a move, you're playing 10 points. I guarantee you're going to bounce right here.
Yeah.
Like 37, 38, you're going to bounce there, right? So, and then, if you go up here, I don't think they're going to break 50. So you're playing 50 to 53 to 40, what is this? 44-ish. And then all the way down to this 30 here.
Yeah.
So if you're able to lose these equal lows right here, right? You see it. There's a couple of equal lows there. Let me just change this so you guys can see it. If you're able to lose that, then yeah. But right now you're just, this is your range at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Not there. So you're looking at 6 points, less than 6 points. Tough to trade that.
I have a question.
Yeah, please. I owe you a lot of answers.
The CPOC that you were talking about.
Which one? This one or
the one
this is
down
the 3-day
below.
CPOC, right? Are you talking
The
about this one
CPOC.
here? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what would make you even look for one, and why would you, and how did you determine that, what time frame to stretch the FRVP, why would you even?
Let's look at it. What is
Thank you.
happening where I selected right now? Are we bullish or bearish or what?
We're ranging.
Okay,
in my
so
opinion.
anytime I'm ranging, anytime you're ranging, and we are ranging, not raging. Anytime you're in a range in a consolidated market, right? First, you can tell by overlapping candles. There's a bunch of them here, right? That you really can't tell if there's a trend. That's how I determine, right? If you look here, this is also an area of interest, right? If you're to drop down, this would be a range that I'm looking at, right? It would be these here, right? That I would kind of go after. So here, how did I determine it? Well, this is the low here. This is the high that we haven't really made a higher high yet. And we haven't broken this low. So therefore I grabbed it from here. And this was also the contract gap up from here to here. So I'm just playing this range now to see what are the key levels. I want to know what's the top level. So I short the tops. I want to know what's the mean or composite profile. When you draw an FVP, when you draw a range like this, the POC is really the mean in terms of statistics, right? That if you fail to explore prices higher and you fall back inside and you're moving on less volume as you're progressing higher, there's a high chance, really high odds that you're going to be coming back to a reversion to the mean, it's called. And then if you lose the mean, you're most likely going to visit the first and second sig. And look right here. This was the first set of the range. We came back, we tested the sig here, and these were drawn. And then we went to the top. Now we had this, and they rejected perfectly. Now you're coming back here, and I don't know what you call these candle lollipops, like inverse lollipops. I don't know what they're doing here, but most likely you're going to hold the POC. Now, if they fail to hold it, there's a high chance you're going to visit this area right here. So I look for bracketed markets to draw FVP. If you're in a trending market, right? Let's say I want to know this, from the October lows. It's a bigger time frame. I could do this right to the first one, and I know now 4140 is the POC. That makes sense. In a trend market, I would know where we can potentially bounce, and you see that this one that I mentioned earlier has some supply, has some demand there, or some volume being traded. But I would definitely be looking for a bounce, as most would be looking for some puts in this area. So I'm looking differently, right? When it's a bracketed market, I draw the standard deviations. When it's a trending market, and trending market can be on any time frame, right? Like even here, if you look at it, this was your change of character, right? I would say that's your change of character. You came back here, I guess twice. Oh, sorry. You see how you came back here, you changed the character, and that was your go ahead, right? Let's go long. This is just intraday level. So I can do the same thing here. I can grab, there's 4 o'clock. Let's just do it till 4. Now I see that this POC 4438 is very, very important for them, right? This is an important level as they bring it back up, because that's where most of the action happened on this run. They consolidated heavily here. And if you guys remember, this was from like noon till almost like 3 o'clock, well, almost 4 o'clock. They stayed here, right? So in trending days, I grab the lows to the highs and I try to see where the shelves are. And same thing on the downside, right? But this is inside the bracketed market. That's my point that I'm trying to make. I'm looking at trends inside the bracketed markets, right? We're still inside this big old channel, but there's a trend down here. And now they're trying to trend up, but it's not nearly, when the trend's like this, it's building a good base. When it's like this, it's not, when it's laid like this, it's not as aggressive, but this is a fairly aggressive drop here. So now this just looks like a tiny little compression to me as they're pushing up. So I would expect first a rejection here and then come back to the mean and see if you hold this, which should be, a nice bounce, probably at 38. Does that make sense? It's a very long answer, but hopefully it gives you
Yes.
clarity on
Yes,
why.
it does. It does. What's the minimum time frame you do one of those on?
I never do them below 5 minutes, right? So if you do them like on 1 minute, right? I mean, you can still do it, right? So if you look here, you can still see the same. It's just that the visibility of the volume profile goes away, right? So if I look at on 5 minutes, I'm able to still see the whole thing. So that's why I do just 5 and higher. I don't really do less. Okay. All right. So on the balance, I would expect this 38 to hold, and you see that we are kind of above this shelf here. So a lot more support on the upper side, probably a bounce on the bottom here, and a 50% of this channel for the traders tonight. And then, you know, the 3-day value area low is sitting, let me make sure I go on the right time frame.
Shorty, what's 38? Is that the 3-day POC?
This is just from the bottom to the top today. Where's the
Oh, okay.
POC, right?
Got
And then even if when you grab from the top here, right? I grabbed it all the way to the right. It's also the POC.
Okay.
Remove this one, and you see that POC is fairly important. A lot of volume was there today. Volume here, you took over. Now, when you come back, you got to confirm this here. But this
It's
is
today's session POC.
probably, yeah. I would say 99% sure it is, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, I mean, a lot of volume was stuck there for 3 hours, right? We were trading there. Yeah. So the only thing that I you know, that's unusual, it looks like a short cover rally, but it's a suppressed kind of like a P shape, and they did close on the high end of it, right? So that by all means, that would indicate that there are some bullish buyers, right? Extreme bullish here, that they want the price to continue. So the way you play this is you take the high of the day on the retest. If they gap up, depending on where they open. Right now, they're building value above previous day value, right? So the value area shifted. I would say the POC shifted, but that's will be open, right? We're still not above this 3-day balance. So we're leaning a little bit bullish, but knowing that we're approaching some heavy resistance here as we kind of go higher, right? So I would watch for this level, but if we clear this, I think it's a clear go ahead. 76, you're going to have some turbulence here, about 68, but then ultimate target would be this VPOC and then the second and third sig zone here. And I think CPI, they can make it where it's relevant enough to break the range that we are in now. Because if you guys think about it, anytime we had a run, let me hide a bunch of crap. Anytime you had a run, right, where you had a consolidation, you had a run, you can kind of measure how long did you consolidate and how steep was the run. So if you think about this, right, here, I would say this was the consolidation here. Right. And then you see that we had a run from top of the consolidation to the top right here, 7.5%. And then I would say that the whole thing here, I would probably say here, yeah, I gotta grab this guy. So here was also a consolidation, then we had a pop and then a, you know, reaccumulation and another pop. So if you think about this one here, the larger one, this was the March one, right? So you're looking at about 64 days. All right, and we got, I would say we got a decent move, right? So if you were to measure this from the top to here, 6.5%. So, you know, it depends what you grab and how you measure. I'm not saying it's weaker because I'm not really grabbing apples to apples. But, you know, the moves are not, you know, if you look at this move, this is a fairly aggressive move right here, right? It's pretty steep. But if you look, you know, right here, this one's also fairly good. Steep moves. I don't know if you're slowing down yet, but you know, the auction and you know the deltas on weeklies are showing weakness on buyers right now. So I would expect that it wouldn't be a bad idea for bulls to lose this and come back to 41.40 here. And it would shake out a lot of bulls if that was to happen. Because in their minds, we can't break 4,300. And I think Mark can surprise them. Any questions on ES?
So are you basically using 38 as your pivot for tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, but you see the double distribution here, which that doesn't help the case to go short here. I mean, you have 10 points, right? And I think the range tomorrow is going to be between this node and this node. I would say bottom of this one, and I would say probably top here. So you're looking at 14 points tomorrow. Until if something gets leaked in the afternoon. I think tomorrow's going to be a boring day. So if it is, be prepared to go find something else to do, whether it's reading or watching or whatever you do. Don't overtrade. Okay. NQ. Oh, wow. NQ can pop from here. That is a choppy session today when you look at it, like in terms of price action and movement, man, that's horrific. It's when you think you get a trend, you really don't.
Shorty, you still consider Friday's POC on NQ to be a VPOC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This should be a 3-day POC here, let's say. Did I not do it? Nope, oh, much lower. Wow.
I don't know if you meant to grab the after hour stuff, but
I did, yeah, but that after hours doesn't shift that much. That's interesting here that this one brought the volume down so much. So you see these levels, they're pretty stacked. I mean, all 10 points apart or so. What's interesting about this chart, anyone?
The POCs
NQ seems,
continue to drop.
Yeah, what else?
NQ seems much weaker. Not much weaker, but definitely weaker than ES.
Did NQ finish green today?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, just look at the price.
I think so.
Here's your daily, where we closed, where we are now. So on a day like this, you move up and you bounce, but your POC shifts heavily and your value area low and high make lower lows. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit. But let's see. And I can't say they have to confirm anything because what's there to confirm? I don't know. There's no spike besides, you know, here that they started, but you know, them losing tomorrow, the PD value area high is going to be critical, right? And they're right on it right now. So let's see what they want to do. I don't think they're gonna. I think they explore VPOC here, but I don't think they break it. But let's see. That was my target today, 6 on that. So I mean, losing the 3-day POC here is important, which is 15,155. And if I remember today, on NQ, there was a lot of volume also today traded there as well. When I was watching the footprint charts, if you go to it, it was a pretty heavy level, and I think my short was below 50 on it. So
The
Yeah, that's
55 was heavy.
yeah, so it's a pretty heavy level, right?
yeah. That's actually my POC and TOS. I know it's not the same as TV. But
Yeah, well, TOS uses different math to aggregate the volume profiles.
yeah.
The guy that did it, he bounced after he put it together.
What's the value of that purple line?
What is the value? 88.5.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So here, I mean, as long as we hold this PD value area high, I think ideally what we want to see is we want to see them clear this double X POC. So double X means just there's two POCs really, really closely aligned. So if I was to just grab these two guys, you know, POC should be somewhere in that area, right? You see it? And let's see, don't extend. See, it's right there. So that, you know, I think this is your pivot for NQ. Break this, you can catch 40 points to the top. And I would be cautious as we arrive here, right? Because a lot of traders and, you know, retailers are have this drawn and I just draw it so I see it and I remind myself what they could be targeting. If they target this, and maybe they don't know about the standard deviations, there's a high chance they can get destroyed here, right? Where it would be something like this, right? And we'll take a look at CPOC, see if it shifted. So let's make sure we have the right CPOC. What do you guys have for CPOC?
Depends on which time frame you're drawing it in.
I'm on 65 minutes.
Okay.
For NQ,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
mine's
it as a speedy valve.
Yeah, same
Has to
thing.
be,
Yeah.
on 4 hour.
Okay, perfect.
Like 15,
First six
129.
Yeah, that's where I have it. 15,129.
Okay.
Where y'all coming from? June 23rd?
Just the new contract,
Yeah.
basically, whenever that started.
Yeah.
June 8th.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. And I think that'll be it for NQ. So we can watch this. We want to watch that pivot on the VPOC. If they do hold this, which I think they might tonight, overnight, hold this area, don't be surprised if they hit this overnight tonight on NQ. I wouldn't think they can do that. I think they can pump this and hit it. That might happen while we're on a call here.
I wouldn't put anything past NQ.
Yeah, no, NQ is wild. Okay, so next question is there anyone that had like, I don't care if you guys trade options, futures, I trade both. But is there anyone that wants futures but not really interested how to begin or what to do and what it means?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll talk to Drew. I don't know if he's on. That we put a class together, and the beginning is how do you do it, what it means, your profit ticks, stop losses, kind of like brackets, kind of like a guide on to help you guys figure that out. Because I know a lot of people are, I wouldn't say clueless, but just never been exposed to futures or trading futures. Okay, so we'll do something for you guys. Whoever.
I just started last week.
Okay, so how's it going?
I've doubled my account in 3 days, and next day I lost it all. Yeah.
That's because your old habits came in and.
Yeah, old habits. I hold it too long, and yeah.
So especially in the bracketed markets, right? Bracketed markets indicate that there's a lot less risk, but there's a lot less reward, right? So when you're up nicely, you put trailing stops, and you're not gonna get rich off of that one trade.
Yeah, basically that was the lack of the knowledge of the trade of 8 system, how to put the stop loss when I was in the trade and stuff like that.
Still on you though, not trade of 8, but yeah, agree. Yeah, and I don't know who uses trade of 8. If you need help, I mean, I can go to YouTube, figure some stuff out, but I'm sure somebody here is using it.
I use it every day.
I definitely do that.
So
Yeah.
maybe do you mind doing something? I mean, I would do it, but I don't have access to it. If you could do some screenshots, if you have time, or class, or share your screen, whatever you feel comfortable, or whatever time allows. Whoever has trade of 8 to put something together.
Yeah, there's actually really good videos on YouTube that I've already done that. I mean, it just depends on how you trade, but basically tells you how to set up your advanced trade management system, so you can set your stops up and everything before you even enter the trade. And you can pick which strategy you want to use, and for that particular trade, and have it ready to go before you click buy or sell.
Okay. Well, maybe if you just link them over.
I'll share it. Yep.
So,
no problem.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so we'll ask somebody, Val, to see if they can help you there. Post some stuff if you have time to watch.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but either I or Drew or somebody, I'll hold a class just kind of from the beginning. Maybe put a PowerPoint quick. What it takes our points, NQ, M and Q kind of give you like, because a lot of you guys probably get lost on profits, and it moves quick. I would say, especially I would say avoid NQ for the first 3 months of your trading on futures, because you will not like it that much.
Yeah, I've traded ES and basically I was scalping for 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's quick, right? 2 points is very, very quick.
Yeah.
On ES today was super. Honestly, it was like watching paint dry on ES at one point. I was only on NQ the whole day.
Yeah, to be honest, I was scalping during the 4th of July weekend, the after hours, and the night session, and for that 2 nights I doubled the account, yeah, and next day it was Wednesday, I think. Yeah, I was on some painkillers probably that messed up my brain, and I lost it probably most of the account.
Easy to do on futures, man.
Yeah. The futures, you really, honestly, I would never take a trade if I don't have a stop already there.
Yeah.
That's my pretty much. Sometimes I don't have a limit buy, let's say, to close the trade, but I always have a stop loss. So, yeah. And yeah, I would not trade without stop losses. I would first learn the platform before I do that. Okay. So we'll get you up straight up, and then help a few others here that are interested in that. All right, well, I won't hold you guys any longer. I'm planning on holding a session. I don't know if you guys are still interested in the stocks that I purchased that I find for portfolio.
Definitely
I
interested.
plan on holding that on Sunday. It's new month. We're gonna run some scans and toss, right, where we find our monthly bottoms, quarterlies, and I'm not gonna, pat myself on the back, but we found some gems. We don't sometimes, we don't find but 3 stocks, and that's what market's giving you, and you take the 3 stocks, right? I don't know if anyone bought the NWL. That was a decent buy right here. So if you guys did, I think it was pretty good, right? I mean, it came to certain levels that we wanted. And I think it has a chance, probably to come back down one more time before it goes higher. But this is more of a long-term hold, really, really long-term hold for me. So there's a couple of stocks you find and you hold. This is one of them. I'm still watching this one here. I think we're going to get an entry here soon. I'm praying that they fill this completely, that we can get it back to our price of 75-ish. That would be good. So I'm going to be watching this to see if I can catch another buy on it. Okay. But we'll run the scan and see what we got going, and then go from there. But I'm expecting 74, 75 on this. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you,
I'll see
Shorty.
you guys tomorrow.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye-bye.
You,
Thank
buddy.
you, Shorty. Take it easy, bro.
Shorty.
Hey, everyone, have a good night.
Thanks, you too.
Later, Cuban.
Have a good one.